Ever thought your local festival was wild? Think again. Around the world, people celebrate by chasing cheese off cliffs, throwing oranges at strangers, and even fist-fighting on Christmas morning. These aren't your average parades. They're heart-pounding, bone-bruising explosions of culture and chaos. Welcome to the world's most dangerously fun festivals, where the only guarantee is adrenaline. Number 7. Peru, the Christmas Fighting Festival. While the rest of the world unwraps gifts and sings carols, the people of Chumbivilcas in Peru are unwrapping grudges. Every Christmas day, they gather for Takanakuy, which loosely translates to when the blood is boiling. And yes, that's exactly what happens. Locals take to the ring in a festive flurry of fists and folklore. Dressed in colorful traditional costumes, people challenge one another to bare-knuckle fights to settle old disputes before the new year. Men, women, and sometimes even brave elders step into the circle because nothing says holiday spirit like a friendly brawl. Spectators cheer, referees wield whips to maintain order, and when it's all over, the participants hug it out. The goal isn't chaos, it's closure. Think of it as therapy, but with more bruises. Takanakuy's roots stretch back to pre-Christian Andean traditions, making it not just a fight, but a form of cultural and emotional renewal. Number 6. Greece, Rukatopolimos. Easter in Greece's island of Chios doesn't end with chocolate eggs or church bells. It ends with thousands of homemade rockets flying through the night sky in a fiery showdown known as Rukitopolimos, the Rocket War. Every year, two rival churches, Agios Markos and Panagia Erythiani, engage in an explosive tradition. They fire up to 60,000 tiny rockets at each other's bell towers. The goal? To hit the other church's bell, preferably without burning down the neighborhood. Villagers prepare for weeks, fashioning fireworks by hand and shielding homes with metal sheets. As night falls, the hills erupt in dazzling chaos. It's loud, it's smoky, it's completely unsafe, and it's absolutely breathtaking. No one really knows how it started. One legend claims it began when locals used cannons to scare away pirates centuries ago. When those cannons were confiscated, they improvised with homemade rockets. Another theory ties it to celebrations after the Greek War of Independence. Whatever the truth, it's now one of the most spectacular and dangerous light shows on Earth. Number 5. Spain. Baby jumping. In the Spanish village of Castrillo de Murcia, near Burgos, babies don't just get baptized, they get jumped over. Since the 1600s, locals have celebrated El Colacho, a festival that combines Catholic faith, medieval folklore, and Olympic-level nerve. The streets are lined with mattresses, each carefully laid out and topped with rows of newborn babies from the village. Onlookers gather around, hearts pounding, cameras ready as the devils arrive. Yes, devils. Men dressed head to toe in bright yellow costumes with red masks, whips, and mischievous grins take center stage. They represent evil spirits, and their mission is to vault over the infants in one smooth leap. It's said that as these devils fly through the air, they absorb the baby's sins and leave behind a clean spiritual slate. Basically, it's a high-stakes game of leapfrog with eternal consequences. After the leaps, the local priests bless the babies, ensuring double protection, one from heaven, one from acrobatics. The event blends pagan purification rituals with Catholic symbolism, a fascinating snapshot of Spain's layered religious history. The most surprising part? No one has ever been hurt. Not a single baby, devil, or nervous parent. The participants train carefully, and despite how wild it looks, safety and reverence are taken seriously. Still, the Catholic Church, ever the voice of reason, has politely suggested that water baptism might be a tad safer than hurdling over infants. But tradition runs deep here. For locals, El Colacho isn't about risk. It's about renewal, faith, and shared laughter. The festival ends with processions, music, and the kind of joyful chaos that can only come from centuries of fearless devotion. So, if you ever find yourself in Spain in June, stop by Castrillo de Murcia. Just don't stand too close to the runway, unless you trust a man in a devil suit with your child's spiritual well-being. Number 4. England, the cheese rolling madness at Cooper's Hill. Only the British could turn dairy products into an extreme sport. Every spring, hundreds of people gather at Cooper's Hill in Gloucestershire to chase an 8-pound wheel of double Gloucester cheese down a slope so steep it should come with a warning label. The rules are simple. The cheese is rolled, the runners chase it, and whoever reaches the bottom first wins. Theoretically, that person also wins the cheese, though given its 70-mile-per-hour downhill speed, the cheese usually wins. The hill is uneven, slippery, and has a gradient that would make a mountain goat reconsider its life choices. Contestants inevitably tumble, cartwheel, and bounce their way down, resulting in sprains, bruises, and the occasional ambulance cameo. Despite official attempts to ban the event and lawsuits waiting like vultures, the locals refuse to quit. To them, it's not madness, it's tradition. To everyone else, it's a beautiful blend of slapstick comedy and orthopedic disaster. Number 3. Italy, the Battle of the Oranges. Every February, the town of Ivrea, Italy, redefines the concept of a food fight. The Battle of the Oranges commemorates a semi-mythical rebellion where townspeople overthrew a tyrant. And what better way to honor that than by pelting each other with citrus fruit at high velocity? 9 teams of rebels on foot face off against soldiers riding horse-drawn carts through the square. The result? Absolute juicy chaos. Participants wear medieval costumes, oranges fly through the air like cannonballs, and the streets quickly become slick with pulp and victory. The riders wear protective gear that makes them look like medieval hockey players, while the rebels, who have no protection, rely on sheer enthusiasm and maybe a helmet or two. Getting hit by an orange feels like being slapped by a vitamin C-enriched brick, but it's all in good fun. And in case you were wondering, harming the horses is strictly forbidden. The fruit may be flying, but animal welfare still reigns supreme. Number 2. Spain, the Running of the Bulls. Pamplona's Running of the Bulls is arguably the most famous example of humans voluntarily becoming prey. Every July, as part of the Fiesta de San Fermín, hundreds of participants sprint through the narrow cobbled streets, while several massive bulls charge right behind them. It's a tradition immortalized by Ernest Hemingway, who somehow made it sound both glamorous and macho in The Sun Also Rises. In reality, it's 875 meters of sheer panic. The bulls weigh around half a ton each and are very motivated. Participants try to keep ahead of the herd while avoiding being gored, trampled, or tossed like a rag doll. Injuries are common, and fatalities, though rare, do happen. Yet thrill seekers from all over the world still line up for the chance to say, "I outran a bull," or at least, "I almost did." Whether you see it as a sacred tradition or a spectacularly bad idea depends entirely on how fast you can run. Number 1. Japan, the Onbashira Festival. Extreme Log Ride. In Japan's Nagano Prefecture, bravery is measured in logs. Once every 6 years, the Onbashira Festival replaces 16 sacred wooden pillars at the Suwa Grand Shrine. Sounds peaceful until you learn how the logs get there. The event starts in the mountains, where enormous fir trees, each around 20 meters long and weighing up to 12 tons, are cut down and dragged by teams of villagers. The catch? No machines are used. It's all manpower, rope, and a generous helping of danger. The most perilous part comes when the logs are sent downhill. Participants, men proving their courage, ride the logs as they slide down steep slopes like ancient splinter-covered roller coasters. Falls, crush injuries, and fatalities are part of the grim history, yet the festival continues as a symbol of devotion and endurance. And there you have it, the wildest, weirdest, and most dangerously fun festivals on Earth. If you enjoyed this ride through chaos and culture, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Got a favorite crazy festival we missed? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear your pick for the next adrenaline-fueled adventure. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and maybe don't chase cheese downhill.